welcome to your Conscious Choices for Wellness podcast, hosted by B. Crutelli. This is a space for everyone to learn anything and everything related to healthy healing, including naturopathic medicine, music, dance, yoga, meditation, eco-fashion, mothering, and organic lifestyle choices. Topics for expanding universal consciousness. Come join me weekly as we delve in and begin this journey, sharing valuable content gathered over the past 3 decades, helping to support a healthier and more sustainable future for all. Hello and welcome, everybody, today that is listening. It is a wintry day all of a sudden. It was spring last week, it seemed, which is kind of normal weather for NorCal where I live. It usually will give you a little window of spring in January, but this year it happened in February. And we definitely got a good week of, not a week solid, but I would say a week total in February of spring-like weather, meaning around 70 degrees, depending on where you were, and hardly any rain. I'd say in the last couple of months, which is, it's been 2 out of the 3 months of winter, we probably only got maybe 3 weeks of rain, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just know that it seems like it's not raining as much as normal. And all of a sudden in the last 24 hours, it made a complete 360 and now winter is back and there's actually snow happening where I'm at. I'm at about 3,000 elevation in the Sierra Nevada foothills of California. And I don't love the snow. And I didn't even know it was going to snow. And I actually hope it doesn't snow too much more where I'm at, although the higher elevations is great. It's snowing lightly and we got about an inch and now it's turning to ice. But anyways, my neighbor has a generator running for some reason. I don't know if they're out of power and I'm not, but hopefully there won't be too much background noise. It seems like it's kind of going on and off. So today, I got inspiration for doing a podcast that somewhat has to do with music because I'm an absolute musical fanatic. I really should be a musician myself, probably. I've thought about being a DJ on and off throughout my life. My dad was a DJ in the 80s, and I was literally born into music, just boomboxing on the other side of my wall. Like my crib evidently was on one side of the wall and the boombox was on the other side, or the jukebox. Yeah, my dad has 2 jukeboxes and, of course, a record player and all that equipment. But still to this day, he's got a jukebox that he's had since the 80s. And then he has another like antique one from, I don't even know, maybe it's from the 50s or 60s. It's a really, really old school one that I'm hoping maybe I'll, get someday to have in my home. I don't know if I'd want the big one from the 80s. It's kind of really big and obnoxious, but yeah, I was kind of born into music, and I think that's why I just absolutely love many genres of music. The music I was born into was rock and roll. It was like the rock and roll of the 50s and the 60s and the 70s. I was born in the mid 70s. So then as I grew up, my dad, whenever we'd go anywhere in the car, he loved to turn the radio up really loud. And he was really into making his own tapes and CDs. And he still loves, making his own, CDs and putting his songs on there that he wants and then giving them as gifts or whatever. So yeah, that's just a little music history about myself. And you'll hear me bring up music on and off throughout my podcasts. And I was inspired last night having a YouTube music. I don't even think it was YouTube music, just regular. I have YouTube Premium, which I'm really loving these days. And I always end up gravitating to the music stuff, to the different videos or concerts that they have on there of different artists. And Bob Marley's birthday was about a month ago, about 3 weeks ago now. And so there was something that came up in celebration of his 80th. And Concrete Jungle was one of the songs, as was Stir It Up. And I was just really inspired by the words. And I wasn't sure quite what I was going to talk about today, but I decided to kind of stir it up a little bit. And the title of this podcast is Concrete Jungle, Stirring Up Vitamins, Sunshine, and Love. So one of my all-time favorite music artists has always been the infamous Bob Marley, yes. His lyrics have inspired me with positivity since my teenage years. No matter what hell I felt I was going through in my adult life over the past 35 years, listening to Bob's music and the Wailers' high vibrational tunes always brought me solace and light to my being. Now, there are many, many other musicians that have also brought positivity into my life, and I'm very grateful for this. But since I'm titling this in honor of Bob, which doesn't surprise me, I had to state his absolute immense presence, and I know I'm not alone in this feeling, obviously. As the song sings, no sun will shine in my day today. No sun will shine. That's the backup singers there, which one of them at the time was Peter Tosh. Darkness has covered my light. Where is the love to be found? No chains around my feet, but I'm not free. Those are a few of the lyrics in this song. So many right now, more than ever, are feeling this way, and it's very, very sad. So this led me to kind of just go into this, and I'm not going to, have this be too long. I hope. I'm always trying to keep it relatively short. I'm not sure how many minutes this will end up being, but as someone who's very sensitive to what's going on in the world, and I wish I could help in so many ways, it's exhausting, and I have to manage my energy constantly. I'm writing this for inspiration on where and how to find the light in hopes of helping even a few. We are all here to give our gifts or gift to the world, whatever that may be. And we all have a purpose to be here now. Like Bob stated, the sweet light must be somewhere to be found instead of this concrete jungle confusion. So I'm going to talk about a few vitamins. I say it that way because if you haven't been listening, you know that I'm a holistic health practitioner and I love to talk my vitamins. Vitamins. So the two absolutely free vitamins, maybe there's other ones, but these are two that I know to be free, are vitamin L, aka love, and vitamin D, aka the sunshine vitamin. Okay, so maybe these are sometimes freebies. I know that really depends on how much sunshine is available to us and how much love we let be available to us. So I'm aware that many of us struggle with the love factor as well as getting adequate sunlight. And if you are struggling with feeling love, I spoke on ways to give yourself love a few episodes ago, a few weeks ago now. And I'm sure that there are tons of other ways. And one that comes to mind right now as I write this and read this is being aware or practice of awareness in what you are consuming. Food is medicine and either heals you or depletes you on a daily as you eat. Remembering we are what we eat, including what we drink and what we listen and watch. So what we listen to, that also affects our being, and that's either giving love to our bodies, like when I listen to Bob Marley or other reggae artists or many, many other genres that I'm also into, I literally feel love and lit up. Like, many of us do when we listen to our favorite music, right? It just really just brings love inside. And that's why music is so magical and it's medicine. So all our senses are unlocked and vulnerable to our environment. What we are seeing, what we are listening to, what we are touching, okay, what we are eating, what we are tasting, what we are smelling even, right? I didn't really talk about that, but I mean, just like all of our senses, even like the vibes that we're feeling energetically that we can't see. That is all part of our environment, and that's all affecting our health and well-being. Love is everywhere in many forms. Music is love. Generating love vibes create more love vibes. Let love in, let it grow and nourish you. So there is more circulating. Take time for self, sending love signals within, which will emanate throughout your being and penetrate others to pass it on. It can be a love challenge. I thought that was fun. As I was writing this blog, I was like, yeah, it could be a love challenge. It doesn't have to be like a competition, but, just like, a lot of us like a little challenge, and that's something that we can try out and investigate and challenge ourselves and see how it works. Explore it, right? More love creates more light, less darkness, and more freedom. Bob's Concrete Jungle Lyrics says, I will always be laughing like a clown. And it's like, okay, that's an interesting lyric. What does that mean? I think that this means that the jungle out there, that bee, may try and be bringing you down. But if you know better than crumbling into the dark abyss, then you will be able to shine bright even in the darkest of times. Find and create love. It's free to give and to receive. The sunshine vitamin, which we all know as D, is good for so many things in the body. Vitamin D supports everything from the immune system health to bone strength and gut health. The list goes on and on. I could do a podcast for probably over an hour just on the benefits of vitamin D. So I just wanted to touch on it a little bit here. And if you want to hear more, although I know you can Google this shit, I would love to talk about it. We all should keep in mind that this vitamin is absolutely essential to our well-being. Creating more light within, shining bright on the darkest of days when doom scrolling or gloomy weather abounds, this vitamin must be supplemented in many parts of the world, especially if you live north of the equator. Then being aware of your D levels is crucial for sustaining proper health. D is primarily obtained freely from sunlight. So supplementation or dietary sources like fatty fish, egg yolks, other fortified foods may be necessary, especially for those who are indoors often. If you wear sunscreen, if you have darker skin, it takes longer to penetrate the skin, or live in low sunlit areas. There are many great supplements on the market, and I'll drop links to a few of my favorite in the show notes. Now, when I drop a favorite of mine in the show notes, keep in mind that it's probably one of the highest quality products on the market, because I'm very into quality and being, really the best that's out there. That's just how I am. Not that I can afford the best of the best out there all the time, but I try. And I'm hoping someday that I will have more abundance and things in my life to keep me and my family healthy in the highest ways. While I'm typing this and listening to my YouTube music, my eyes led me over to a comment on the left from at Sweet Morning Cafe. I was listening to the NYC Jazz Mix playlist, and this person, quoting, stated, "To anyone who's reading this, it's going to be okay," all caps. I pray that whatever is hurting you or whatever you are constantly stressing about gets better. May the dark thoughts and the overthinking and the doubt exit your mind right now, and may clarity and understand replace confusion. I declare peace and calmness to fill your life. Wow. I was like, okay, I'm going to add this to my blog because it just happened to be right there with what I was listening to while I was typing. And I went in and I was like, I don't know if I was like changing the song, or I was trying to find the right playlist to listen to. And I saw that and I'm like, I'm going to add that to the end of this show. So that's all I have today. And I know it's really fucking nuts what's happening out there. I am even trying not to listen and consume on a daily, although I am knowing deep within that it is important to stay on top of what's happening and not have your head in the sand. I've said this before, and I really believe that we need to not just hide, not be scared, not be filled with fear, not conform, crumble, whatever, that's what they want. And we really need to unite. And I'm telling you, there are thousands of millions of us out there that are all on the same page and on similar paths. And we need to unite, and we're going to come through this all okay. We're going to get through this. That's the good news. It's because it's almost fucking comical what they think that they're doing and what they're trying to do. And it's fucking nuts. And we just need to stay strong. We need to resist and stay peaceful. We can't let it stress us out. We can't, get ill from it or succumb to whatever they're trying to accomplish. And so let's stay strong in body, mind, and spirit, and unite and come through this on the other side for our family and for the future generations, for our well-being. And yes, I can see that there's much light out there still, and we all just need to be aware and spread the awareness and love each other and take care of one another. So I thank you for listening. Please pass this on, if you would, to someone else who you think would benefit. And I love and appreciate you. Please give me a 5-star review, and I will keep it coming. And I just never know what I'm going to talk about next, but I have so much to share. And if you want to be a guest, if you are in the holistic wellness realm and you'd love to talk about something on this show, I am very excited to have you reach out. Thanks so much, and have a beautiful day, and blessings to you and your family. Bye now. Got the keys to the kingdom. I got the keys to the kingdom. Melanated by the
wisdom. Don't you know that I'm the one? I got the keys to the kingdom. Keys to the kingdom, yeah, yeah. Got the keys to the kingdom.
Thank you all so very much for listening today. I genuinely hope that you learned something, and I invite you to join me each week so you never miss a conscious wellness beat. This podcast holds a special place in my heart dedicated to my evolution here, my passionate mission to spread more consciousness for the much needed wellness on Earth. Come join me as a guest as well. Let's collaborate, making change for future generations.